Hey everybody, this is Stephanie. Thanks for tuning in. We're doing a YouTube hop for Tracy Redesign's new release, Goldenrod. Here I'm going to be giving you an overview of 3 of the prep pages that I created using this collection. Here I have an overview of the stickers and how I divide them up into different compartments within this muffin tray, and it varies between icons and images, labels, sentiments, and tags. Here on my desk I have 3 prepped pages, and this one that I'm referring to at the moment was actually a sneak that I shared in a previous video that I did not get to go into depth until the release. So I'm so excited to share that prep page as well as the process after this overview, so don't forget to tune in till the end of the video. This prep page is going to be where I pull these 3x4 cards out and I trim them to 2x2, and it's going to document these 4 photos. These 4 photos consist of selfies regarding a Halloween mug that I started to use since I'm ready for this season, painting my nails black, which is the only time that I paint my nails is during this season. And if you can see on the screen, I actually have my nails painted red, so I went extra. I'm going wild this time around. I was aiming for blood. So I feel like it's a little lighter on the screen, but you know what? E for effort. And the last photo is just a picture of me as a selfie again, but in the background I have my little black tree out, which is something that I usually used every year, but last year I also got a big black tree, and that's the 4th photo that I'm going to be documenting today. So the only idea that I really had in mind beyond the 3x4s, trimming them to 2x2s to fit inside a page pocket or pocket page, there you go, or on cardstock, was that I really wanted to use that 4x6 pattern card on the left. It says, "The season of Hocus Pocus is upon us." I thought that was the perfect title, especially since it was a black and orange pattern card that matches my mug perfectly, as you can see there. So stoked it was meant for me, you guys. It was just, I loved it. I loved seeing that, and this layout came to mind. So that's the first prepped page that I have in mind, and let me go ahead and share the next 2. This is going to be a double page layout regarding 2 different stories. The first story is going to be about this 4x6 photo that you see there on the left. I like to document in my October daily when Halloween arrives at stores, because that's the symbol, the reason for the season, right? When it starts to show up at the store. So that's what that left side of this layout's going to consist of. I'm basically just going to place a big date. I believe it's in the middle of August, and I feel my husband and I both throw it out there that it feels like it keeps arriving earlier and earlier. So I'm going to make sure I place the date, and I think that's really the only time I place a date within my October daily. Moving to the right side of the layout, it's going to be where I document our trip at the Spirit Halloween store. So I'm going to be creating a pocket. So I have my light pattern paper here in the back. So I'm going to be creating a folder or a pocket on the right side. Since they're 2 different stories, I'm placing a TN or Traveler's Notebook signature pattern paper there, and then I'm placing a black and white photo there, just to give it a bit of a divide to separate the stories. Here I'm sharing some of the things that we saw at Spirit Halloween that I thought were awesome. There's a ton of photos. I want to say in between 7 to 9 photos, including the Traveler's Notebook photo. So I'm pulling out some additional pattern papers here, a Traveler's Notebook in the white background with black stars and a black background with white stars, and I'm going to be making some tags just to see if I can place them all within this pocket, and we shall go from there. So that's going to be my prep page number 2. Let's move on to the 3rd one. Oh, side note, I wanted to add that one in as an additional pattern paper for some more tags. Moving to my last prep page, I don't have the photos yet since technically speaking the event hasn't happened. Today is October 1st, the YouTube hop, and it's also the day where we have a birthday party. So I went ahead and decided to plan ahead. The main focal pieces were these tickets. Since the birthday party is going to be at Chuck E. Cheese, I thought it'd be so great to make a border strip of these tickets along with this spider web. And I love the way that's turning out. So now I'm going to go ahead and get out my metal dies that are in the star shape. I thought they were perfect to be using with this season of Halloween and just in a celebratory way for a birthday party. I went ahead and printed out the 3x4 pattern cards, and those are going to be the colors or the patterns that I use to cut out the stars. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab out the bird says hi. Shelby says hi. So I'm going to grab out a template, which is basically just a white piece of paper, and I have it sized at 3x4, and I know I want to do it in a horizontal way. So this lets me know to be very intentional when I'm taking pictures today at the party. Then I'm grabbing out the metal dies to do an example of how I see the stars on the layout. I thought this star right here would be too big for the layout, but then I also thought, why don't I cut out my photo like a star as well? So I have to be cautious on that one, because if I don't want to take out so much of the back scene, then I may not do it that way. But I do love the way that looks. We shall see on that day what I end up going with. But I love those tickets, the fact that they inspired me to create this layout. And now those are going to be the 3 prepped pages that I have for you today. Let's go ahead and jump into the process video regarding the first prep page that I shared. This is where I'm going to be cutting out the 3x4 cards and making 2x2 squares. I thought I would use this pocket page and place them in there, but the idea of not knowing what I'm going to place on the other side just told me, you know what, it's best just going with a white cardstock background, and that's what I'm going to choose. I'm going to start cutting out the 3x4s into 2x2 squares. So as I cut and trimmed these photos, I thought it made more sense to place these 3 selfie photos on the left side above my title card. So that left one photo that I had to somehow place on the right side of my spread. I really like the clean look of the cardstock in the back, and I'm going to pull in the same spiderweb border strip just to tie them all together. So now I'm looking for the placement for each of these squares, and I'm going to be placing my last photo in the center. I love the way that looks. Now I need to find something to fill up my empty space on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and commit this way, but I will be adding in that spiderweb border, and I'm still going to place it on that other prep page. So if you see this spiderweb border more times than not within my October daily, just know this is the only time that it's going to come out, so I'm going to let it shine. So I went ahead and adhered everything down, and I love the way that turned out. I don't have the 2x squares at the bottom completely adhered because I want to have time to pull that out and do some journaling, which may consist of my personal handwriting or my typewriter. Alright, this completes the layout, you guys. I hope you got inspired in some way and you continue down this YouTube hop. Links will be provided down below. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye, guys!